Welcome back to Man Across the New Horizons. I'm dear darling. As you see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, we'll be doing what we usually do, which is talking about things vaguely and in uncertain terms. I don't know. It's not really what we do. I'm going to be honest. We just kind of talk about things casually, don't we? Yeah, I don't know. What should we talk about today? I don't think topics particularly come to mind. Any gaming news happened recently? Not that I can think of. Let's see. Not really. At least nothing really, talking about. I guess the new Genshin Impact patch came out. But again, that's, not really something I talk about all that often on my channel, except for more than a few minutes at the start of an episode. But good evening, everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 9:32 p.m. on Wednesday, July 5th, 2023. What should we talk about? Oh, Shooting Stars. Okay, so I assume Celeste is going to be here. So we'll probably do our best to try and find her over anything else so we can get some more recipes. I don't know. Not about that. We're going to find Celeste. I'm just trying to think of a conversation topic as I knock over my pen. After this, I'm going to record some Beacon Pines, probably, because falling behind on my backlog, although I did pretty well yesterday where I recorded like 4 episodes, so that was not on Beacon Pine of the other series to, make a good progress of a backlog, because it's been a while since I've really been building up a backlog, and honestly I wanted to do it before July, but if it didn't happen. A super comfy. What would you like to come over? I can't right now, Biscuit, sorry. We need to go look for Celeste, which should really be our first point of order. She's probably going to be by Amelia's house again, but again we can just have a look-see and think about what to talk about. I still don't really know what to talk about. Normally by this point I've thought of a conversation topic and I'm like, this is it, this is the spool we're going to unravel. Why don't we talk about, let me think, I'm just thinking, I'm churning it over my head, nothing's immediately coming to mind. Why don't we talk about, I don't know why it came to mind, like motion sensor lights. I don't even think I can talk about that for very long, I'm going to be perfectly honest. No, okay, well, put back in the conversational blender. We got to figure out something else out, Something else needs to come to mind to spark a little bit of inspiration. What I need is just inspiration. Was that Celeste or was that Amelia? Often get them confused. Oh, it's both of them, it turns out. Celeste, you really do like being up here. I must assume that you have a tendency to sort of congregate near the highest point on everyone's island. Is that why you're here? I don't really know, to be honest. Let's see, is it an astrological? No, it's a generic star item. Well, and it's a wonder we haven't got all of them yet, but here we are, 4 years on, I suppose. Well, 4 years on. Anyway, what are we going to talk about? Do you want to talk about... I don't really know. I'm trying to think about something from my childhood. I don't even know what to say about this, but there's a book series I remember from when I was younger, except I don't remember what it's called. This happened before, actually. There was two. I'm thinking of two different things. I'm getting confused now. I'm thinking about some book series I used to read when I was younger. They were both comedy, sort of, childhood to sort of young teen, or maybe teenage sort of novels where there wasn't that much depth to them. They're just kind of more about being kind of funny and about stories about friends, about kids, going on quirky adventures, I suppose is how to describe it. Now, the one I thought I was thinking of, I don't remember what the series is called, but I think it might be called the Jiggy McCue series. I remember there was 12 books or something. I remember a surprising amount of them. The first one's called The Toilet of Doom. The second one, I don't know. There's one about is a parody of a Lion Witch and a Wardrobe as well. And I guess that's what we're going to be talking about today. But the other book series I was thinking of is I can't remember anything about it except for it's about a boy who has a younger brother who's really who's a bit of an annoying younger brother, I suppose, who gets spoiled by the parents. But it's not Horrid Henry. And he has a pet turtle. And then the younger brother eats the pet turtle at some point. That's one of the plot points. And then also they get a dog in to make it up to the older brother whose pet has now been eaten by the younger brother, and they called the dog Turtle. And also there's a thing about if you won't eat it then you'll wear it and that sort of thing, and then the younger brother gets baked beans poured on him because he just won't eat his dinner or something. What comes to mind? I have no idea what that is. Hold on. Book series Dog Turtle Brothers. The Lads. It's not called The Lads. But book series Pet Dog Called Turtle. Turtle is Peter's pet dog. Fudge books. Tales of a 4th grade nothing. Is this it? Turtle is Peter's pet dog. Right, you got at the end of... Okay, I'm an adult fandom wiki. After Fudge swallowed... Yeah, that's his name. Fudge. Okay, it is this book series. Oh my god. So we never forget Dribble the Turtle. I've read all the books. What kind of dog is Turtle? I didn't realise it was never confirmed, but I always thought he was a Scottish Terrier. This is the book series. Oh, it's called the Fudge series. Weird. Anyway, by Judy Blume. Why else do I know Judy Blume? You're very familiar for some reason. Anyway, that was definitely something which was just like, for whatever reason. Oh, you wrote Blubber. Wild. Just something you would see at like the book fair or something, which for whatever reason I read the entire book series. But we're not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about Jiggy McCue. And before I look it up, I'm trying to remember how many of the books I remember. I think it's called the Jiggy McCue series. You can look up on Wikipedia. It's probably there. But let me think. The first one's definitely Toilet of Doom. One of them is definitely like, it's meant to be the Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe, but it's like a parody on it. So it's something of a broom closet or something. No, is it the Iron? The Iron, the Switch, and the Broom Closet. It's something like that. I don't know where on earth that might came from. And the last one of the series is called like All for One, One for Lunch. Because that's like their phrase throughout... No, One for All and All for Lunch, that's it. Which is like their phrase that they use throughout them. For 3 of them, they use throughout that book series. Like, it's like Jiggy McCue, he's a titular character. There's someone called like Gareth, I think is his best friend. And then someone like... It's something like Astrid is their female friend and they're like... trio, because that's how like I suppose trios were made. Whatever, back in the day, a bit of a tropey thing, but that's it. There's one called like the Poltergoose. Hold on, it comes back to me. For some reason I feel like in my heart of hearts I know that the Broom Closet one is book 10. Toilet of Doom might be book 2 now I think about it. Might be Poltergoose was number 1. Either way, they're both early ones. What other ones were there? Oh, it's so hard to think of them off the top of my head. There's one of... Like, I'm trying to remember. Toilet of Doom is like where Jiggy McCue switches like bodies with his female friend and also his best friend at some point, right? They just switch bodies at some point. It's a body swap book. And Poltergoose is like he's being haunted by a goose, which is like malevolent at him, but then eventually he befriends it or something. But the Iron, the Switch and the Broom Closet is like they go to... Oh, and we'll also take our time just to basically wish upon the star today. It's like he goes into a broom closet and then he switches... He meets like Juggy McCue or something and he gets like switched and put into a parallel dimension. And Juggy McCue's got like a younger sister called Susie or something. That's what I remember. And also extreme ironing is basically the go-to sport instead of football. That's what I remember. No, if I look it up, I bet you I'll probably remember all the plots. Although I have a strong feeling there's like a few of them I didn't end up reading. There's not even a Wikipedia article. All the Jiggy McCue books in order, okay. Okay. Michael Lawrence, there we go. 16 books with Jiggy McCue. I don't remember that much. A Poltergeist is right. Oh, Killer Underpants. I think this is one of the ones I didn't read. But I do remember seeing it. But the Poltergeist I do remember. That's a goose is haunting him for whatever reason. I don't remember why, but then he eventually becomes friends with it or something. And appeases it. Killer Underpants, I can't remember. Is it the underpants you put on and then, like, everyone does what you say? Is it that one? Jiggy McCue, Jiggy's Jeans, Jiggy's Magic Balls, book 1. What? I don't remember that one. Killer Underpants. They have a mind of their own. But Underpants has a mind of its own. I don't remember this one. Jiggy McCue, the Killer Underpants. Does anyone else remember this book series? It's a very sort of quintessentially British one, I think. I need to read like a plot synopsis. Jiggy McCue has a problem. His new underpants won't come off. Worse still, they have a mind of their own. An evil pirate seems to want to ruin his life, and it's succeeding. Okay, that's... I'm just trying to figure out what the plot is. Good reads? Just like, any semblance of a plot which you can give me. I can't remember it. Whatever. Vampire Slayer? I don't remember this one. Book 3. What? Oh, okay. These are sub-series. Okay, I never read the sub-series. That's why I don't recognise Jiggy's Jeans. The Meanest Genie. That's definitely one I've not read. Maggot Pie? Okay, I think there's a lot of them I haven't read. Wait, no, hold on. The Meanest Genie sounds vaguely familiar. So does I think these titles seem familiar. Maybe I didn't read all of them. The Snottle. Also, like, I recognise the title, but I don't recognise it. Nudie Doodie. I feel like I vaguely remember. Neville the Devil. Neville the Devil I do remember. Isn't Neville the Devil is when, like, one his friends like stop existing or something. They like go to a puppet show or something. I don't even know who Neville particularly is, but it's like they go there and then suddenly like his friend Gareth like stops existing forever. Neville the Devil. What was from the Killer Underpants. So I must have read the Killer Underpants. I don't remember. Ryan's Brain? I don't remember Ryan's Brain. Kid Swap. Kid Swap sounds very, very familiar. I just have like this inclination because it's meant to be like Parent Swap, but it's for kids. And he lives with like another family. And I can't remember. I have some inclination about what the story is, but I can't remember it. I'm just like, it's One for All for Lunch. There it is. I thought it was the old one. But no, that one's like an anthology, I think. It's like 3 different stories. Rudy Doody. Rudy Doody sounds very familiar. I don't remember it very well, but Murder and Chips. I don't know that one. Toilet of Doom, back again. Okay, this is not really like the order. Hold on. Portuguese, Killer Underpants, Toilet of Doom, Maggot Pie, I don't remember. Snottle, Nudie Doody, Neville the Devil, Ryan's Brain, Iron Switch in my broom cupboard. I can't believe I remember that. Kid Swap, One for All for Lunch. Wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, Iron Switch and broom cupboard's number 9. I thought it was number 10 for sure. Rudy Doody, Evolution, The Truth, Murder and Chips. Does this person still write stuff? He's age 79, my god. Jiggy's Jeans, Woven Rider, Elodious Lexicon. What? I don't even understand what's going on. I just want to know what... I just want to know the Jiggy McCue series. I just want to know what they're called. The Snottle, for some reason, has a Wikipedia page, but none of the others do? Okay, never mind. Jiggy McCue book series summary. Maybe just no one owns these books anymore. Books, Jiggy McCue wiki. I can't believe that a Jiggy McCue wiki. The series relaunch. What? Curse of a Poltergeist and Killer Underpants after relaunch. So wait, hold on. There was a relaunch and they changed the order? That sounds about right. I feel like I vaguely remember that. It's the 5th book of a relaunch series. Okay, but it was also the 1st book. No wonder I'm getting confused. Hold on. What is going on? Why is there even a Wikipedia like webpage on this? I didn't know if there were Jiggy McCue fans, but back in 2010 maybe. Wiki content. Books. Here we go. I just need a list of the books. Killer Underpants, I guess, is number 1st then in the relaunch. They make him control minds. I do remember that. And I do remember a scene in this book where Jiggy McCue tells his like bully to be like oh, lick someone's foot clean. It was really weird. It's basically like he gets like an itch or something, and then when he gets that itch, the next thing he says to someone or something, or the next command he gives to someone, they have to do it. And then he got like used to it doing that, and he's like, all right, you know, time to get some revenge, you know, on this high school bully. And get him to do something really embarrassing. But then it like backfires and he's the one who has to actually like lick his friend's foot clean or something. It was really weird. Like looking back on it, I'm just sort of like, it's a really weird plot point, but you know, whatever. I guess maybe like 6-year-old me at the time probably found it kind of funny. It's published in 2000s. I must have been like 5 or something. Probably when I read it. Followed by Toilet of Doom. And this is like, yes, it's something silly, like his friend is like a gamer, and he's playing this game about like closing toilets or something. And he switches body with his friend, and then he switches bodies with his other friend or something like that. Can't remember which way around it goes. Plot, the story opens. Nice. Well, luckily, this one I remember. Feel that your life has gone down plan, here's your chance to swap it for a better one. The Meanest Genie. Tradition in Jiggy's hometown, by the night before a boy's first day of school, his father takes him to the piddle pool near the old quarry. Boys urinate into the pool for lucky school life, but Jiggy's dad never took him, and now Jiggy wants to change his run of bad luck. One night, something happens and a genie rises out of the water. What? I feel like I read this, strangely enough, but I don't really remember it that well. TV tropes, literature, Jiggy McCue. Oh my god. It's got the smallest thing. Only known by the nickname protagonist, 2 guys and a girl. I just want to know what a summary is. Oh well, whatever. Mina Sheeny, I feel like I vaguely remember. I remember this plot point. I could have sworn I read this entire book series, and I have no idea why. I mean, it's probably not a bad book series. It's just like, it's weird that this was one of the things that was like, I like it enough that I'm going to read the entire thing. The Snottle has nothing here, so I don't even know. The Curse of a Pot Goose. Jiggy's birthday got so he didn't want it all. A haunted goose ghost. Yeah, something like that. I don't really remember. Nudie Doody. This one, his clothes keep disappearing. I don't really remember much else of it. Neville the Devil. But this is the one I swear they go to the beach. It's a Punch and Judy show. They're on holiday with the 3 friends' families, and then his friend like Gareth gets stuck in like a negative realm or something, and then people just pretend, and people no longer remember he exists. Like, they keep talking to the adults, being like, so when we're not putting like a plate out of food for our friend Gareth, you know, when he comes back, and they're just like, who's Gareth? And like, what are you talking about? And they're like, oh, he must be your imaginary friend. And they like play along, and they're like, what are you doing? No, he's your son. And they're like, we never had a son. Or something like that. Ryan's brain. I do not remember this one. I feel like Ryan, for some reason in my head, Ryan is the bully, but I don't remember. Iron Switch in a broom cupboard. Hold on. Iron Switch in a broom cupboard, I remember. There's another person in his class called Egypt, and he's friends with Egypt. Like, in this parallel dimension. And he's called Egypt in like the first one because he's meant to be like kind of like the dunce of a class or something. But in the parallel dimension, he's actually like a super genius or something, right? Kid Swap. Oh, you know, Kid Swap is another thing. I think it's just like a load of embarrassing mishaps happened to Jiggy McCue, which is kind of like a recurring thing in this book series. But for some reason, I remember the family he gets swapped to own like horses. He was riding the horses, and then he unfortunately falls into a lot of like horse excrement or something, and he had to take like 3 showers to get the smell out. I remember hating that scene when I was younger, unsurprisingly. like, but it's I don't know if that comes to mind. It's so weird. Wonderful Law for Lunch, as I said, is an anthology thing. The only thing I remember, Grandpa's Extra Hole by Pete Garrett. That's his name. It's something like, it's not as bad as it sounds. It's like he's got a hole in his brain or something where you put like a chip in, and it's like his grandpa was dying, and then he put like a computer chip in there, and then suddenly his grandpa was better. But then for some reason he takes it out at the end because it's like, I don't know, it's meant to be like acceptance of death, I assume. That's what I remember. Angie, that's her name. Fern Feathers in My Hard Life. Stallone the Cat. I don't remember that one. Shedding Peas. I just remember they all throw up, I think, at the end of one of the books. Maybe this book, or maybe a different one. Rudy Doody. I don't remember this one, but I probably read it. Evolution for Truth. I do not remember the slightest. And Murder and Chips. I also don't remember. I just want to find out what the book synopsis is. Jiggy McCue, read it? Anyone else read the Jiggy McCue series? Extreme Ironing. We've yet to meet another soul that's read any of the Jiggy McCue books. Killer Underpants, Toilet Doom, Ryan's Brain, Poltergoose. Thank you very much. 10 to 15, so 6 to 10 years ago. We made a spin-off, which is basically the book version of Wife Swap. What? I do remember from this book series, the reason why that Iron Switch and the Broom Cupboard I think stays in my head so much is because I remember it actually being really, like, I think it was the best book of the series, I remember. That's all I remember. Jiggy, Pete and Angie go to the beach to try and take over a holiday. Yeah. Well, some people have read them. But just like, why is no one... I just want someone to like have written a synopsis on this. You know? It's just a load of things about extreme ironing and people are talking about like Jiggy McCue. Children's book that seems to be a parody of A Lion, Witch and a Wardrobe. Come on, Michael Lawrence. What are your books about? Internet Archive. What on earth? Jiggy McCue, book series synopsis. I just want a proper synopsis, you know. Goodreads. You got anything for me? Killer Underpants. Oh, this is literally just the entire book. I don't really want to read the entire book, I'm going to be perfectly honest. Also, Jiggy McCue, I don't remember this cover. This must be like the American book cover or something. Want to read. Hold on, which of these has the highest rating? Poltergeist is pretty high. I think Poltergeist is the highest. No, Murder and Chips is the highest. Hold on. Okay, we got a little bit of a summary here. So which ones did we not know? Meanest Genie. Jiggy's failure to urinate at the right time mean he is forever doomed is probably the weirdest synopsis I've ever seen. Snottle, the new girl at Jiggy's school has an allergy. Her nose runs dramatically at unexpected times. When the girl does a huge sneeze, Jiggy sees a picture in what comes out that foretells the future. Turns out that she has a gift. She is Nostradamus. I wonder, Michael Lawrence, are you just writing these books just to get like a pun in there? You know, I respect it. Jiggy's given a pen. Who loses her clothes when she's tipped. The trouble is when Jiggy uses a pen, his clothes disappear too. He doesn't put 2 and 2 together until he suffered a number of incidents. That sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure I've read that one. Neville the Devil. Oh yeah, they're called the Musketeers. That's why they're all for one for lunch is a catchphrase. Ryan's brain. This time they're under threat from a brain of Brian Ryan, one of their classmates. Brian's brain's out of control and threatening to take over the world. I don't think I've read that one, I'm going to be honest. Iron Switch and Broom Cupboard. Great book. UK Extreme Ironing Championships. I remember that. Jiggy's parents signed him up for Kid Swap. He's moving with another family. Most of what he does on camera is not the kind of thing he wants to show millions of people. And he has a bizarre skin problem. I don't remember what that is, but... Wonderful Wolf Lunch. Yeah, Rudy Doody. New drama teacher arrived. She wants to put on a Midsummer's Night Dream. Guess who's chosen to play Bottom? Miss Mooney seems to be able to mesmerise Jiggy into doing things he really shouldn't, especially not in public. What? This sounds a lot like worse when I read it like that, but I'm just going to skip past that. Jiggy McCue's stressed about exams, but when Mum suggests a murder mystery weekend to take his mind off things, gets more than he's bargained for. Do people actually die in that book? I don't know. I don't know if I read that one. For some reason, I feel like that the Really Doody of a Murder and Chips book came out like after I stopped reading them. So 2012, 2011. That sounds about right. 2009, so it would have been 8 when I stopped reading them. No. 12 when I stopped reading them. That sounds about right age. That's so wild. Apparently, like, no one knows about this book series, to be perfectly honest. It doesn't seem like it's particularly well documented, which is a real shame. You know, it's a part of my childhood, I suppose, that's why. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this information. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Maggot Pie, either. What happened to Maggot Pie? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Huh. Oh well. I guess we're just going to round this episode off here. I don't really think I spoke about anything interesting in this episode, I'm going to be perfectly honest. But Jiggy McCue, there you go. There's a book series I used to read when I was younger. Anyway, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Hannah Crossing New Horizons. I've been dear darling. Likes, comments, discussion, shares greatly appreciated. Twitter, Discord down below. Hope you see each other again. But for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now. I actually did not remember as much of that book series than I expected.